Never afraid to address the elephant in the room, Gracefully Speaking is a place where unadulterated truth is spoken from the perspective of an educated black woman in America. I am your host and creator, Tisa Lachey, and this is Gracefully Speaking. Welcome to Gracefully Speaking, the season premiere. This is my series, It's My Story to Tell. And I'm your host, Tisa Lachey, and today we have Tristan Akeem McLendon on the mic to tell his story.
Yeah.
What's good?
What's up, Miss Lachey?
Okay, so we've been having this conversation for a good little minute. So I'm going to start off with instant replay. And fun fact. You know, most people don't know that you play a big old part in why instant replay is in college football.
Well, I didn't know for a while until someone brought it to my attention. And we was playing Carolina. And still to this day, it's a play specifically. You know, I scored a touchdown, and the ref on the left side called it a touchdown. The ref on the right said, no, he didn't. They discussed it, and the guy who said no overturned the guy who said you did. And lo and behold, the next year, we got instant replay.
Seen that. How'd it feel?
You know what? It sucks. But at the same time, I guess some good came out of it. I mean, we got instant replay now, right? And the thing is, they just want to get it right. Making sure everybody, you know, the refs just can't say, oh, this is what happened. No, just get it right. Fair is fair. That's all it is. It's just all about being fair.
All right. So listen, this is how the conversation started, y'all. So June 4th, 2019, TA wrote a status, and it says, sitting here thinking about writing a book, but I'm terrible at jotting down my thoughts. I need help formulate my thoughts in storytelling format. Facebook, I need your help. Serious inquiries only. If you know anyone that would be willing to assist me, please tag me in this post, DM me. So, of course, I wrote this long, drawn out post, encouraged them, all this other kind of stuff. And I've been on them ever since then. So on January 30th, 2020, I asked him, how is your book coming along? And what have you been doing with your life? Just shooting the shit, just trying to see what was going on with his book. As you can see, he's been playing, but through conversations for the last couple of years, it led till today. And I've learned a lot about him, and hopefully you'll get to learn about him today.
Okay.
So how you feel since 2019?
I could say that I feel good, every day is different. Every week, every minute, things change. You just got to roll with the punches. But for the most part, I feel good. I'm not down about nothing. Bad things happen every day. Good things happen every day. But for the most part, I feel good. I can't complain. There's people out there in worse position than me, and I'm just happy to be here.
Well, I'm glad you decided to tell your story with little old me. Speaking of book, how are you doing in this process?
You want to put me on the spot.
And do?
She put me on the spot every time.
Put it on the record.
On record, it's a process, of course. Basically, I always had a hard time talking about myself or even thinking about my life or putting it in perspective. So for the most part, it's in the process, but it's slow because I have a hard time talking about me. Like even today, we're going to talk about me, but I really have a hard time talking about me. I'd rather talk about somebody else or what they're doing, but talking about myself is kind of hard because, most of the time, I don't think it's all about me. It's all about the people around you and those who support you. So I just say it's coming along.
Okay. So we're going to do this like in segments. And so how I have it mapped out is we're going to talk about the man versus the athlete, the rookie, and then I'm more than an athlete. So we're going to start off with the first one. So everyone knows touchdown king, touchdown anytime. But who is Tristan Akeem McLendon? Who are you outside of football?
If if I had to say something like, oh, who are you? I'm gonna be honest. I'm too laid back. I'm a house guy. I mean, I don't party. Um, I'm good with just sitting in the house, especially when I ain't working. Um, just family oriented. As far as like my immediate family. I got a 1-year-old, so she's gonna definitely keep me busy. But for the most part, I feel like I'm normal. You go to work during the week. On the weekends, you just want to relax, hang out, watch college football, NBA basketball, NFL Sunday. Just kind of just do nothing. Just let it. I don't know. Let it hang out. Do nothing. Eat and do nothing. Just.
Okay.
Sit there eat.
Who and what keeps you grounded?
Who keeps me grounded? I say my children. Like I said, my immediate family. But life. We don't been through a lot of stuff in life. Good, bad. Hitting rock bottom, even being all the way up. During that process, you're gonna have to be humbled. So once you get humbled, you're grounded. You know what you can do, what you can't do, or what you need to do, what you don't. And just being able to exist and be able to do the things you do on a daily basis and make sure everybody taken care of. You don't really worried about nothing. As far as excuse me. I don't know. I mean, you put me on the spot. I mean, what keep me grounded is, just my kids. Like, your kids. I got a 1-year-old, so she definitely keep you inspired. You know what I mean? So if that's I got a son in high school, my oldest daughter, 22. So all of them at different ages where you got to communicate with them on different levels. And being you have to do that, communicate with everybody on different levels, it have to keep you grounded because everybody got to be talked to different and be thought of differently. And, they see you differently anyway. My 1-year-old don't know nothing. She just like, she just looking up at you and can't talk. Your son, he just, he a teenager, so he don't really, he still feeling himself out. And, your oldest daughter, she just, kind of coming to her own. So you just trying to make sure you support her and becoming a woman. And so, they keep me grounded.
Fatherhood.
Right.
Okay. What was it like growing up for you? And how's your childhood affected you? Because we know you bleed Albemarle, baby.
ALB, baby. A-Town down. Nah, I feel like I grew up normal. I grew up with 2 single mothers. My Aunt Joyce and my mom Faith. I feel like they both did a good job of raising me. For the most part, they single moms, so you ain't gonna have a lot, but at the same time, you ain't really worried for nothing. You ate breakfast, you ate dinner, you went to school, you did your homework, you got clothes on your back. So even with that, you grew up with the things you need. Sometimes you got the things you want, but you got the things you need for the most part. So being able to just have those, I feel like I just grew up normal. You got things you wanted sometimes more at times, but for the most part, I grew up normal. Like any other little black boy, grew up bad, tow stuff up, play hard, break stuff, get dirty. I love to get dirty. Actually, my mom always told me, I ought to not buy you no more damn shoes because all you do is fuck them up. And I used to be like, dang. But, I get a new pair of shoes. I didn't know how to keep them clean. I just like, are they playing football? I'm over there. They playing basketball? I'm there. And so I'm just a normal kid. I just want to play. Have a good time, play with my friends, and just be a child.
So you said normal. So do you think like how we grew up was normal? Like single parents? Like, is that normal? Or is it our version of normal?
It's our version of normal, but it's kind of normal in the Black community, of course. Of course, we can go back of why, but, in the Black community, you have a lot of single parent homes. Mm-hmm. And so it's normal to us, when your mom or whoever raised you by themselves, they raise a woman, and, they raise a man. You want to say that they did a good job because you grew up and, you're able to maintain a lifestyle for you and your family. So you want to say that they did a good job with you.
Okay. You didn't mention your daddy, so like how much of it, I know he was around, like, but the way he played a part in your life, do you feel like it affected you and like how you raise your kids now?
I think because I'm a grown man now, I see it from my dad's perspective. Me and my first baby mama not together. So with that being said, I understand that the communication, especially, back in the day, you didn't have cell phones. You just had a house phone. If didn't nobody answer, you didn't know what was happening. Mm-hmm. So once I grew up and kind of walked in his shoes a little bit, I kind of seen reasons why he may not have been there as much or why he wasn't able to be there as much. So I have no quarrels with my dad. Me and him, best of friends. I love my dad. So, me and my daddy cool as hell. We laugh a lot.
I know y'all was talking about y'all be cooking.
Well, I think my dad's a good cook. And for the longest time, I was like, damn, my daddy can really cook. So once I got out of college, because I couldn't cook, Joyce was just like, hey, fix me something to eat. It's like, huh? I can't cook. You need to teach me. So she eventually taught me how to cook. And after a while, it just got to the point where, like, if I ever stay on by myself, I want to be able to cook for myself or anybody else that in my house. And I also want to cook the things I like. So fried chicken, there it is.
Listen, you always be talking about this red snapper.
Oh, man.
Listen. But I told you I had some fried red snapper when I went to Orlando recently, right?
And you told me that, but I had mine on the grill. I seen, I like cooking shows. So I seen the way they prepare it. Then I seen a bunch of videos on YouTube and I was just like, I'm going to try that. So I went to fish market, got some of my ingredients, and I said, I'm going to do this, and I did it. And I liked it, but I think I would have liked it fried better.
Listen,
I'm a fried fish boy.
Fried red snapper? Mm-hmm. Listen, I'm trying to tell you, but I'm a foodie. I'm a little greedy.
I'm a foodie as well. I'm a foodie too, though. Let me see. God, what was it? You're not really a big meat eater, so I ain't going to go there.
I eat meat.
You eat meat, but you don't eat like hunks of meat like I would like to. Like I ate what you call that shit? Why I can't think of it when I want to think of it. The big huge steaks.
Oh yeah, you're right. I don't steak like that.
Yeah, I ain't no steak eater all the time, but when it's time, I want me a good steak. I don't know why I can't think of it. It'll come to me. I just gotta forget about it. That's all.
Let's get to the Ricky stage. So when you went to college, you was a teen parent. So it's teenage fatherhood. What was it like trying to balance fatherhood, being in college, and being a star athlete? Because you excelled in college as well, not just in high school, but in college.
Well, I know that I had daddy duties, but for the most part, I couldn't. Once you become an athlete in that capacity, you're pretty much in a job, and your job is to be an athlete. And if they would have been doing it then, it would have been okay because I would have got paid for my work. Mm-hmm. But back then it's a lot of work that we put in, so it was tough. I probably got to see her, maybe a few times during the week, mostly on Saturdays, Sundays. So it was tough, so her mom had her a lot. So I appreciate her for doing that because it gave me the time to be the athlete that I was at that moment, at that time. It was a lot of work. It was tough, though. The athlete definitely came first more than the student. And, I was a student when I had to be, but I was more of an athlete than anything. Mm-hmm. You knew what you're going to do from the time you woke up to the time you went to sleep. And, your day was already planned out, step by step. And, after that time you get out of study hall at the end of the night, maybe 8, 9, maybe 10 o'clock, then you had your free time. That was all your free time after that.
Go to sleep time.
Right. But, we're athletes. We're in college. I'm young. And I'm just like, you know what? Me and the homies like, hey, what y'all want to do? Hey, do what we did last night, like Pinky and the Brain. Take over the world.
What was your mindset like at this time, like mentally and emotionally? Like, where was you at? I mean, 'cause you coming to something that you're transitioning from high school to college, fatherhood. Like, you coming into your own man. Like, that's big. Like, where was you at mentally and emotionally?
I'll be honest. It was a big step. First off, I come from the hood, in my own city, I guess you could say. Coming from the hood, you're this high school legend. Then you go to college, you're on this big, huge campus, and you're not looked at as that high school legend anymore. Mm-hmm. You're just a football player now. So the mindset was just try to accommodate and adapt to my surroundings, while also trying to make sure that I belong here. Trying to build some camaraderie, chemistry, make friends with my new teammates, which you had plenty of time to do that because you was together every day for the most part. You lived, you ran, you slept, you hung out, you did everything together with all your teammates, and you got, you were better friends with some than others. You had cliques, but at the same time, I think the whole team was family oriented, so it helped you adapt to the situation because we're all in the same situation together. Some of them came from their hood too. So it's like we got to lean on each other to help us get through this process, especially our freshman year. And I didn't know I was going to play, I just wanted to make sure once I get there that I make sure that they know I belong here. I'm an athlete just like them, while also just proving to them that, I'm a good football player and I belong on this team. And once I kind of prove myself, you got to prove yourself each and every day. So it was never like you could take a day off. Mm-hmm. And lo and behold, eventually got to get in the game and, kind of it's history.
Okay, so you always talk about putting it all on the line for your team and making sacrifices, even if it wasn't the best decision at the time. Who put it all on the line for Tristan McLendon?
That's a tough question. That probably was one of the toughest questions I've ever been. Who put it on the line for me? I can't answer that.
And don't just have to be football, like in life. Who makes sacrifices
I know.
for TA?
Well, if I say anybody made sacrifice, of course, your family made sacrifices, coming to see you. Your family always your support system, but to say they laid it all on the line for you, I don't know. I've never been asked that because I felt like I was always the one that was sacrificing my body, time, and you got to sacrifice something if you want to be great at anything. So somebody's got to take up that slack when you're not able to be there as far as the part that you're sacrificing. So I don't know. I say the kids, my daughter. I say, if anything, she sacrificed because I wasn't able to give her the time that this sport was taken away from her, that I was so in love with, and, that it was everything it was doing for me. I felt like she the one who sacrificed the most. So I would say her. At the time, Naja probably sacrificed the most.
What about now?
Who sacrificed?
Like, who puts it on the line for you? Like, when you're out here working, because you work all the time. Every time I talk to you on the road, like, who looks out for TA?
I would say the people in my circle. My mom, my baby mama, my daughter, my other two kids. I mean, because they're not able to still get the full me. Being that I'm a truck driver now, if I'm gone from Monday through Friday, that's 5 days that they didn't even get, other than a conversation maybe. But to get all of me, I will always have to say they sacrificed the most. So my family, the people in my circle, the people that I love, I will say they have to be the ones, just because they're the ones who making sure things are taken care of when I'm not there. Mm-hmm. And, I got to give them their respect and their due. So most definitely them.
Okay. Who prepared you for life before college, during college, and after? Your life is full of ups and downs. So who prepared you for each stage? Or what prepared you?
I would say my Aunt Joyce, she raised me pretty darn well, and I love her for that. So I always say from the neck up, she gave me the right and wrongs. And my mama, Faith, she did as well. She gave me some things that from the neck up, you learn things this way, you learn things this way, so you can be street smart, book smart, and in all type of ways. But life taught you a lot, but also the game of football. Football is 4 quarters, it's 4 downs, and it's tough. And to play the game, you have to be one of the toughest, if not the toughest motherfucker on the field. So if you're going to be the toughest motherfucker on the field, every time you get hit or you hit a motherfucker, you got to get up. So in life, you're going to get knocked out each and every day. You're going to get knocked down 12 times. How many times you going to get back up? You're going to fold, just say you won. You got it. Or you're going to let life know, like, nah, I got it. So you're going to get up, dust yourself off, and get ready for the next play or the next thing. Or you're just going to lay there and just take it and be like, all right, I give up. You win, life. Nah, we can't just let all the bad things that's going on in our life affect us, because you got a lot of good things going on too, so you got to look at the positive. And you just got to have a mindset that I'm not going to be down here long. I'm getting back up. So it's just moving on to the next thing. and just making sure that you always, looking forward, because you can't change yesterday, but you can change today. You can change tomorrow, and it's all in your attitude and your actions. So, if I'm down in 5 minutes from now, I got to change my attitude and be like, nah, I'm good. And think about the positive things that I can do going forward. So, you can't change yesterday, but I'm in control of the rest of the day. Mm-hmm. So.
Okay, where we come from, not everybody goes to college. Not everybody, especially on a level that you did, full of scholarships and stuff like that. So do you feel like if it was taken more serious, like as far as academics and stuff like that, if it was instilled in us, in high school and stuff like that, do you feel like you would have made better decisions as far as football and academics and things of that nature? Being that where we come from, everybody, don't take academics
everybody look
seriously.
at sports as a savior or a way out, but I think as parents, as adults, I think that we should always just look at, I think academically, our kids definitely need it more than athletic. But more than anything, I think kids just need that support that, you got this. Good job. Keep up the good work, especially when they're doing things outside of sports. Mm-hmm. Sports, you're going to always get that good job. Keep up the good work. But kids just academically, when they make straight A's, hey, good job, I'm proud of you. They need that. And as a parent, if you don't give it to them, where they going to get it from? Mm-hmm. So we got to always reassure them that you're proud of them, that I believe in you, I support you, I want you to keep going, I want you to do great things. And if kids can get that from their parents, whether they're single, two parents, or orphans, they still need that. Mm-hmm. They need that encouragement. And we got to encourage our kids to do more than just playing on the iPad, playing on this PlayStation, this Xbox. Get out and be a child, but also it's okay to dream, because you can manifest those dreams into existence. I've done it my whole life. Mm-hmm. Never thought I'd be anything, but accomplished so much, and I still, to this day, in awe of some of the stuff that I've done. But I'm appreciative and I'm thankful. But the encouragement that I got, I still had to encourage myself sometimes, even when I didn't feel like it. So we got to always give our kids the love, the nourishment, the support, and always keep them in that positive light, and not just because of sports. We need lawyers. We need judges. We need politicians. We need teachers. We need so much more than just athletes, and that's just as a black community. So we need more of this, and we can deal with some of that, but we need more of these. Mm-hmm. So it's okay to be an athlete, but what else can you do? It don't last forever, so you need something else to be good at. And if you got your academics in order, sky's the limit.
So I'm glad you said what you said, because I was watching some of your previous interviews, and I always tell you that I think you're smart and can hold a very intelligent conversation. But you did an interview, maybe I think 2013, and I can't count how many times you called yourself stupid, or I'm not academically like this, or I made why is that your first go-to, as far as describing yourself, as far as academically and things like that? Who planted that seed that you needed to say that, or
that I was
yourself?
Stupid?
Yeah.
Well, I did. Because I played football, you always looked at the film, and you always looked at the things you done wrong, even the things you done right. So if I rewind my life and what I done during that time period, and you go back and look at all the mistakes you made, they were stupid. So I can call myself stupid. Now, you can't, but I can. Because I know, unless I trust you, I was stupid. So I say some stuff that I done was very stupid, or I was misguided. I just wasn't thinking correctly. Too into myself, I guess you could say at the time. But I wasn't thinking logically, and I couldn't think logically because I wasn't in that mindset to help myself. To help myself, I was more into, what am I trying to say? I didn't know how to help myself when it was right in front of you. Mm-hmm. So I made a lot of mistakes, but those L's became lessons, and because of those lessons, I'm able to capitalize on those losses or those lessons or those stupid mistakes that I call myself. I just try to capitalize on them now and not try to make the same mistake twice, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. Okay.
I said, because like what I heard you say at first, I think it's very cringy.
It's
very cringy.
I shouldn't call myself stupid because we're all smart and we're all good at something in our own capacity. But to know myself now and to know myself then, it's like, boy, that was stupid.
Like, I mean, I'm not talking about, like mistakes, because we're all humans. Like, we all make mistakes. But right. I feel like you can own your mistakes without calling yourself stupid. Because when I hear like, oh yeah, like, unless you're like joking or something, but in the interviews when I'm listening, and then people talk like, because they always, try to play it down like intellectually, like you're not the most, smartest guy around. And so when I hear you in interviews and stuff, you're like, yeah, well, that was stupid. Or, I was stupid. Well, I'm stupid. I'm not so academic. I didn't take it serious. And I'm just like, but you're not.
But that's the thing though. It took for me to mature in different ways. I had to be humbled. Mm-hmm. And once you had that humbling experience and you hit rock bottom, so to speak, there's nowhere to go but up. Mm-hmm. So you take that look in the mirror and you say, that was stupid, that was stupid, that was stupid. What were you thinking? All right, we're better than this. All right, then let's do this. And once you get up, because you don't been knocked down to rock bottom, you got to get up. And now it's time to revamp your mind into that positive mindset. And now you like, all right, what are the things that I did wrong? Mm-hmm. And you look at them and you're like, okay, all those was bad decisions. So technically those was stupid to me. That was a dumbass move to you. What was you thinking? So when I looked at it, that's how I looked at it. So to each his own, I call myself stupid because I just didn't think it was a good decision. It wasn't smart. Mm-hmm. So it was dumb. I was stupid.
Okay.
Okay, I don't want to say that I'm just stupid all the time, but like, I was, oh man. The old saying, young, dumb, and you're not thinking clearly. And I'm young, and I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm getting all these accolades, and I'm doing all these good things that everybody see, but I still don't know where I'm headed. I had no direction. So that's why a lot of that stuff I was doing dumb shit because I had no direction. Even though everything was in front of me, laid out. Still didn't have no direction because I was off my path.
So you ain't no mentor, like nobody to keep you grounded? Like,
not really. I felt like I was my own mentor. So I was going on the fly. I didn't have anybody at the time in the same position as me or give me the game. Mm-hmm. I was given the game in different ways early, but not in this way. It was just different, and I didn't know who to talk to. I didn't know who to ask questions. And so when I seen these young guys out here from the same area, I didn't have nobody to give me the game. So once I seen them in position, I wanted to give them the game. So when it was time for them to be in that position, that they had somebody that been there to, they can just take the next step. And even though I might have cracked the door opened it, they can just bust it down.
You kicked it down.
Well, I might have kicked. Well, however, they can go and take it to a whole nother level. Mm-hmm. And everybody that I gave the game to, everybody didn't receive it the same. Everybody didn't interpret it the same. Everybody didn't do what I gave them. Mm-hmm. But those who did, I'm extremely proud of them. I'm happy for them. I want nothing but the best, because that's why you do it. And once you see it, it's like, I gave them a gem and they turned it into a diamond. And so I'm happy for those guys.
Okay, so last section, more than an athlete. So people think they know so much about what happened to you in your career, like the downfalls, the ups, and everything all in between. And I think it's unfair that sometimes we put people in a box, and whenever they don't live up to our expectations, we just kind of, shun them off because they're not the version of person that we think that they are. Yeah.
We see you in this way, but that's the only way they see you.
Yeah, and I think in one of your interviews, you said that F doesn't define. You was talking about like when you got in trouble, and I feel like that's so big because so many people are defined by their mistakes. And we're so much bigger than our mistakes. And I tell you all the time, I think you're great.
Well, thank you.
I tell you all the time, I think sometimes you're too damn humble because you super, super laid back. Like, there's nothing wrong with humility. Like, I love your humility and your integrity, but I feel like you should just own your greatness because I really feel like you are great and you brought a lot to our county.
She giving me flowers podcast. She giving me flowers. Thank you. I like roses.
But I really do. Like, I feel like whenever you didn't live up to the version of the man that they thought you were supposed to be, they just kind of push you to the side because, okay, they can't do shit that's with you now. Like, oh, he got in trouble. Not that it was, something grand, but they just kind of discarded you. And I feel like they do that with a lot of our athletes.
And that's the thing. I thought it was one of the best things that happened to me because if I would have been going on that same path, the rich and famous, blah, 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 you'd had all this money. Right, but I would have had no financial fortitude to maybe how to handle the money. Mm-hmm. Or I might have just blew it all. I might have been an asshole. I might have been a whole lot of things, but not humble. You know what I mean? So I think it was one of the best things that happened to me. But not only that, once it happened, you always knew that it wasn't all true, and it was as far as the friendships, the love, the everything. Like, oh yeah, I knew you fuck with me, but you don't fuck with me no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, I thought you was my dog, but you don't fuck with me no more. And they always say things happen for a reason, and it just so happened that it happened for a reason. But when it comes to that, I'll say this. Football is the toughest sport to play in the world. It's collision after collision. So you basically having a car wreck every play. Mm-hmm. The position that I play, it has the shortest lifespan. And my lifespan was pretty much shortened in college. So if I'd have kept playing, how long would I have played? Pretty sure not for long. That's what the NFL stands for, right? Not for long. So if I'd have played 1 year, 2 years, how assertive could I have been for an NFL franchise? I don't know. My body was already tore up. But I think quality of life is way better than being in a wheelchair or not being able to raise your arms over your head or walking with a limp, having surgeries every other year. Just so much stuff that comes along with that lifestyle, which was great. I love the camaraderie. I love the locker room. I love the contact. I love the game. It's, you know, it was hard enough to play it week to week, but I love the game. That's why I played it like I did. You play it because you love it, and once you lose the love for it, if you're playing it, it's just lust now. So you're just doing it just cause. So I no longer want to just have lust. It lost its luster for me to play. It's like, why am I even playing? You know, my shoulders fucked up, knees hurt, my wrist broke still. It's like, what am I doing? You know, and also no longer wanting to feel like a piece of cattle. You know, if you've seen Cap documentary, it's basically like, well, we need the biggest, strongest, fastest nigga. Oh, he's good. Well, it's a nice piece of cattle right there. Oh yeah, he gonna be just fine. That's grade A beef. I don't just want grade A beef. Nah, I want Wagyu, because that's the best of the best. I didn't care to be anybody's cattle anymore. So by leaving that behind, it's like, all right, now you can find exactly what you're good at, because it don't took up the majority of your life. You don't know what you're good at. It's don't took up pretty much your youth. Mm-hmm. You know, it's took away some of the prime of your life. But also, being that you didn't give them everything, you still have enough to give to something else. So it's like, now you got to find your new path. Okay, I'm not doing this anymore. Okay, now what am I good at now? Mm-hmm. I thought it was it's something that I needed. You know, it's like, okay, I'm not doing it, but you get to really see everything for what it is. You get to see everybody that fuck with you. You get to see people for who they really are, and they showing their true colors. And it's like, thank you, because I know if I would have done this, it's just all been a facade. So you'd have just been doing whatever you're doing just because I'm here. Mm-hmm. But I'm not. I'm here. I'm normal just like you. I'm human. So all those mistakes I made, it's for a reason. Lessons. So I won't change nothing.
Okay, so you touched on it a little bit, and I always tell you, like, I feel like you should tell your story, but so many people over the years have tried to narrate your story and tell everybody what they think happened. Oh, you know, he did this why he ain't make it. Oh, that's what happened. So please, for the record, tell the people what happened, like what's really good, because everybody thinks they know, but I feel like they only get a piece of the story, and they tried to write a whole book with only a small part of your story.
Well, I was there. I was on the team. I was actually having a good day that day in practice. I got a call up. He said, all right, we're moving in a new direction. We appreciate you. Cool. But, and this is how you know you can manifest things into existence. Probably like the day before, I asked, you know, I was just like, show me if this is really what I want to do. And because I don't know, my body just wasn't up to the task. It hurt. And I'm just like, I really want to do this for the rest of my life. And I'm just like, you know, again, I love the game, but playing just felt like it was lust. You know, I love it, but playing is just lust. So I love the game, but playing is just, I'm doing it just because, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I got I did what I did the day before and just show me. And I manifested into existence. Like, all right, if you really want to play, the next day you just got cut by the Falcons. Michael Vick was the last person I seen when I was leaving. He's like, yo, where you going? It's like, they cut me, bro. He was like, what? I was like, yeah. I was like, you know, he was surprised. Well, it surprised me too. And once I left and got home, it was almost like a relief, like you know, the boat is off your shoulders now. Now you're hurting that you're not playing anymore, but it's also like a relief. But it's like I don't know. It's like it almost gave you new life without knowing what the future holds. You know what I mean? I tried out for a few other teams, but it still went the same. I just knew that my body just couldn't take it anymore, and I wasn't gonna let my body go through that. I think quality of life really took its course. Then I was like, you know what? We ain't gonna worry about that no more. I'm tired of having my shoulders separated. I'm tired of not being able to reach for it and go water out the damn refrigerator or a can of soda. You can't even pick it up. I can't even scratch my back, or, you know, I got to find something to pull me up because my knees hurt, or, you know, I just had another surgery. I got tired of that. You know what I mean? I just want to, I don't want to hurt no more. I want to live a normal life. And I think I wanted to be normal. I no longer wanted to do it anymore. The money would have been great, but at what cost? Mm-hmm. You're sacrificing so much already. You know, you're in this state, your kids in this state, you're sacrificing enough. And we was talking about sacrifice earlier. You know, all through college, I wasn't able to be there like I wanted to with my daughter. And believe it or not, after a while, it just got like, I felt like now I can be in her life more. And that excited me because I get to see her every day. I get to just see her do all the little things that she do. Okay, well, she going to get up and she want breakfast. What you want, you know? You know, she want to do this, she want to do that. And now you know everything that she like all her favorite colors and, you know, what's her favorite food. And you didn't know that before. You just get to be more intimate in her life. So after that, I wanted to be a stay-at-home dad for a while and just watch her grow. But of course, things happen. Of course, that was nipped in the bud. I say that. And but eventually, you know, it happened the way it happened, and I wouldn't change nothing. So I love football, but playing it was just lust. So if anybody asks me, you know, I love the game, but playing is just lust. Just doing it just cause. After a while, my body I'm not going to put my body through the torture or through the ringer for your enjoyment, for your entertainment. You're not the one that's got to deal with those consequences. I do. So I'm fine with my decision. Mm-hmm. You're the one that have to get over it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. These people have to get over it. Live with it. I am. I'm fine with it. Can you?
When people, like, how does it make you feel when people, they minimize it to, oh, he smoked weed? That was just stupid. Like, because I don't think most people ever really heard you talk about, like, the injuries and all that, because they reduce everything to just weed. Oh, he fucked up. If that would have been me, I would have never, you know what I'm saying? Like,
listen. Weed, ain't nothing wrong with weed. They sell weed legally in a whole bunch of states now. I just didn't have it legally. So with that being said, is it wrong? Was it wrong? Yes. I don't smoke weed now, so that's fine. But at the time, I was breaking the law, so okay, it was wrong. You know, I paid my dues to society, so to speak. Again, I'm past it. It's behind me. I can't change it. Mm-hmm. So I don't even worry about it anymore. It's just like, it's old news. Yeah, I did it. Okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm past it. As long as you can get past it, I can get past it. But that part of my life don't exist anymore. I don't even try to put myself in that predicament. You know what I'm saying? If I keep myself out of that predicament, I don't never have to worry about it no more. So just don't even put yourself in that situation. But as a black man, you know, we can get put in something real quick. But I just try to give myself the best possible chance I can. I just want to live a long time and, you know, be a granddaddy one day.
So when things didn't work out in the NFL, like you always talk about post-traumatic stress, like it was traumatic, like life after football. Like who showed up for you? Like who was there for you when you was trying to navigate that space of the unknown?
I had to be there for myself. I say it's a form of PTSD because if you go to war with your comrades and you've been in war for years, when you come back, those guys don't know nothing other than war for those amount of years. I mean, you've been in the military. I'm sure you had some cases. Well, my form of PTSD was I've been in these locker rooms and been in all these battles with my comrades, my teammates, and that's all I know because you're doing it pretty much year round, and that's all I knew. So it was a form of PTSD because it's like, all right, I'm used to doing this every day, everything mapped out from the time you wake up to the time you go to sleep, and now how about this free time? It's like, what do I do with it? So it's like, and that's why you have all that time. That's what they just say that the devil's time when you got all that free time. So it's like I don't know what to do with it because I'm always scheduled with something. So it's like I don't know what to do. I got all this free time. It's like, all right, now what can I do? And you can get into so much trouble with all this free time. So it's just like, well, we're gonna go do this. We're gonna go do that. We're gonna go do this. We're gonna do. And after a while, it's just like, damn, you missed that structure. But at the same time, you got to learn that you missed that structure because, it was so helpful until, you didn't have it anymore. So it's like you never really miss it till it's gone. And once it's gone, you got to find your own structure to get that back. And, I got my own little structure during the week and I try to stick to it. And, I just said, just stick to the script, Yeah. Mic check 1 2 1 2. She being so serious on her podcast asking me questions. I ain't gonna ask her no questions, but
this isn't about me. This isn't my story today, okay?
Exactly. Right. And you don't like talking about me, but come on, we can go ahead.
This is about you.
Okay,
this
let's
isn't
do
about
it.
Tisa today, okay?
Okay.
I talk about me all the time on my blog.
I guess this is my blog video. So yeah, I grew up really poor. No, I'm just joking.
So how bad was your mental health affected and like at your lowest point, like where were you at mentally?
Oh man, I was down in the dumps. When the thing you love the most is taken away from you, it's like, a part of your heart is gone as well. Mm-hmm. So when someone takes your heart, you don't know how to get it back, so to speak. So it took a lot, and my heart, is my kids, they're my inspiration because you don't want to be a failure to yourself, first of all, but you don't want to fail them either because even if they don't got a hero, nobody to look up to, you don't want them to see you in that state. Mm-hmm. So when you get your heart taken away from you, it's a little piece of you gone. So you're not whole. You have to find something to fill that hole. So it's like my mama told me something a long time ago. She said, sometimes the good got to suffer for the bad. And it took a while for me to get it, but I was like, you're right. But I learned that you can only control what you can control. Mm-hmm. So because you can't control these people, this person over here, the only person you control is you. So it's like, all right, step by step, I just wanted to fill in my hole and be whole again. So I had to build myself back up mentally first, and the look in the mirror, the positive reinforcement, saying, okay, we got up and we got this. And once I got the fuck it mentality, like, it's not about them anymore, it's about me. Now I have to do me to get me back into the good graces of myself, because I didn't appreciate myself. Now I appreciate myself again. We're back. Like in the movie, we're back, Mortimer. We're back. You know what I'm saying? But it's not like we're back to do this or to do that. Mm-hmm. Nah, we just back to being ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We're back to, we're not going to be down anymore. I can't control that. I can't control that. I can control me, though. And I'm not finna be mad. I'm not finna be sad. I'm going to be happy. I only got one life, and I'm going to live it. And I'm going to live it on my terms. I'm not going to let, because how this person feel or how this person feel dictate how I feel. That's your problem. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to live mine. You just got to live yours. I ain't trying to dictate yours, so don't try to dictate mine. You can say anything you want, but just don't put your hands on me. That's all I'm going to say. But it's all good. I don't care about hatred towards me. Come on. Everybody hates somebody, but I don't hate nobody. Because then you hate someone, then they win. Because they, what's the word I always use? It's like, because you're always thinking about them if you hate this person. No, they win. I just relinquish that. Mm-hmm. Can't have that mindset. Fuck it, you win. You got it, bro. You got it. Oh, shit, shoot, you won. I'm going to just stay over here. I'm going to stay in my zone. I'm going to stick to my script and stick to what I got going on, because I can't control your shit, but I can control mine. And right now, my shit is more important than you. And your shit and your bullshit, my shit come first. And then everybody else come next.
All right. So you said once before, like, everybody gets second chances. And you said, where's my second chance? So what does a second chance look like for TA?
A second chance is just like, again, once you got up, it's not falling anymore. But if you fall, just know you know how to get back up now. You fail. Okay, cool. I failed. I'm going to get right back up, because if I got anything to do with it, as long as I'm walking, living, breathing, I'm going to make sure that I do everything in my power to stay up or to get off the ground. I'm not going to be down long. I just got to make sure that I get up. I don't know. I'm not falling for the okie dokes no more. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people that's, oh, I'm in your corner. I fucks with you. Well, how? I can call my homies every day. How often they call me? You know what I'm saying? And it's still like that. You know, I still got homies I talk to. I got homies that I call. Homies call me too. But is it mutual? You know what I'm saying? It's like, now I got to have mutual respect for you. For me to, you know what I'm saying, for me to call you or to fuck with you, I'm not just going to let anybody in my life anymore. Because why are you in my life? What's your reason? Right now, you know what I'm saying, I ain't got time for new friends. You know what I'm saying? No new friends. But if I fuck with you, you my man, I'm going to fuck with you all day. But I feel like if you cross me once, you'll do it again. Mm-hmm. So I can never give you that chance again. So you get the long-handed spoon. You know what I'm saying? Just feeding with the long-handed spoon. I'm not going back down that path. We can dap it up. I can't let you get in my circle no more. I don't want no squares in it. You know what I'm saying? I need this to be whole. I need this circle to stay as tight as it can be. And it's not many in it. But if you win it, I just hope they stay.
Second chance sound like a whole lot. I want peace. That's it.
I
just want peace.
I'm not into no violence. I'm not into, you know, oh, I want to go to the club tonight. I like peace now, you know. I don't care to hear gunshots every night, you know, like it used to excite you. Like, oh, yeah, somebody shooting. Let's go check it out. What am I down for? I got this blessing. I got this baby that has no idea what's in the world. But she loved me, though, and I love her back. So I got to make sure that she got everything she needs so she don't have to want for nothing at this moment. So long as she got her little, her smile on her face, I'm good. Sometimes it's the simplest things. I don't need a lot in life to make me happy. You know what I mean? Some people need everything. I don't need a lot. I'm just as simple as they come. But as long as I got those things, I'm good. I don't need a lot. Peace.
It's priceless.
Peace is priceless. You know what I'm saying? We could talk about, I don't know, some people need a lot of some people need that stuff. Like, oh, I want to fight. Oh, they just like that shit. I don't know. I don't get it. Like, I don't get it. They need to go to the club. Why? I got a bottle at home. You know what I mean? I got beer at the house. I'm going to go to the bar and we're going to watch the game. Huh? I can watch the game and drink my beer at home and I can keep my shoes off. If I want to lay down, I can do it, take a nap and wake up. Simple. I don't need everything that make me happy like it used to. I'm not materialistic anymore. It's just stuff. You can lose it today. What happened? It'll be gone. You get it today, it's gone tomorrow. Real stuff enthuses me. So I like real friendships and real, camaraderie with my guys or my friends. Whatever the case may be, I like real shit. And material stuff it's not real. It's not.
Okay, well, I tell you all the time about, your money and your net worth when I looked it up. They say you worth 1.5 million.
1.5 million, and I ain't seen nail penny. I want my cut. You got it? Do you got it? I need my cut.
So how you feel about the NIL? Since you worth 1.5 mil, like how do you feel about the NIL?
First off, let me say I'm happy for him. 20 years too late. 20-something years too late, but I say I'm happy for him. I think I don't want to say it's bullshit, but it's like, why now? Mm-hmm. But not only that, I feel like I deserve my share, mm-hmm. but I'm going to say I felt like the ones before me deserve their share as well because they inspire people too, and then they inspire people. And, and then the people after me inspired people. And it's like, nah, now we're going to pay them. So what about all those millions and millions and billions of dollars that all these other athletes generated? Mm-hmm. I think they deserve a cut. I mean, how you would divvy it up, I don't know. But they deserve a cut. I deserve a cut. I think I paid my dues. My body paid the price. I just want what I'm owed. I need my one, not 1.5. I need my 3. It's been too long. It's got to double up. It's time to double that up. I think I deserve it. I don't know.
I mean, well, since I found out the information, I think I should at least get like a 20%, finder's fee or something.
I got you. If I get that much, 25.
Listen, I can roll with it.
25. Get these podcasts up and running. It ain't gonna be podcasting. It's gonna be a show. 3-4 chairs. So how y'all being over there? It's gonna be like Letterman and stuff.
Okay. So what's next for Tristan? Since you like to go by Tristan nowadays.
Well, Tristan. Right now Tristan is just playing his position. Right now we're just gonna stick to the script. We're just gonna keep grinding, and eventually look at a few things once the new year come along. But right now we're just gonna grind it out. We ain't gonna look too far ahead, but we're gonna also just grind it out in the meantime. Period. We're gonna just grind it out. You know what I'm saying? Just right now I'm just stay on my hustle. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna get too far ahead of myself. You know what I'm saying? Anything can change. So as long as I'm sticking to the script now, you never know what the future holds. I know it's a lot of things that can come about. I just don't want to. I don't want to badmouth them. Right now I'm gonna just stick to the script. I don't know who watching. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just out here grinding. You know, I'm one of the best truck drivers to ever get behind the wheel. So,
okay, self-plug.
So anybody watch this, you need somebody. I need that bread to drive for you. You know what I'm saying? But it's going to get there, and I'm going to get back. Straight like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm good at what I do. I manifested this shit, too. That's another thing. Everything that I felt like that I wanted to do in life, I've done it, and I manifested it. It might not be big to other people, but I manifested it. I always want to play for the high school varsity football team. Didn't know I was going to start as a freshman. Once I started playing, then friends took me to a college campus. I went to Winston-Salem State homecoming one year. Then I went to A&T homecoming one year. I said, oh, man, I got to go to college. And I dreamt about it, manifested it. I went to college. Once I seen I had a chance to go to the league, I went to the league. And I wanted to be a stay-at-home dad. I was a stay-at-home dad for a while. I got to see my daughter raised. I always said I wanted to always have me some CDLs in my back pocket just to, just to have another tool in my tool belt as far as like just things I can do as far as being a jack of all trades. I got those. So everything that I've done so far in my life, I manifested and it came true. So anybody can do anything. So if somebody say they can't do something, it's because they don't want to. If they want to do it, they can do it. So I manifest shit and it come true.
Well, manifest that 1.5 million.
I'm trying to manifest this $3 million, not 1.5.
Oh, excuse me.
I'm manifesting $3 million. If anybody want to give it to me, I'll gladly take it. She got to get 25.
Thank you.
Finder's fee. But we need 3 because got a lot of mouths to feed. She got a family. I got one. That's a finder's fee though, so we got to make sure it's nice. And I just need what I'm owed.
Any message for the young men watching or anybody, athletes, regardless of what sport? Any gyms in general?
For any young man that's out there, man, you don't have to play sports to be great. You don't have to be, be you, but be great at what you do. So many things that black men can do. We're like we God's gift to earth. So it's like we can do anything. We can do anything we put our mind to, literally. It's just all about us sticking to the script and finding that path to get to wherever it is we need to get to. We need more black men doing everything. Lawyers, doctors, teachers. I mean, you name it, we need it. And it's not enough of us, and it can never be enough of us. And same thing with black women. We need all that as well. We're capable of so much if we put our minds to it and believe in ourselves. If you don't believe in yourself, ain't nobody gonna believe in you. So it's okay to believe in you and have that dream and manifest those things and be happy about it. Don't worry about what other people think. It's all about what you think. And go be great. Don't be average. Be great. Be good at what you do. Be great. Be the best. And, go be great. Go be great human beings for the world. Inspire.
That's it.
I mean, I don't know what else. I mean, be great. Be the best. I don't know. I mean,
that's a lot.
I mean, that is a lot. I mean, just it's okay to. Did we talk about this? Yeah. It's not. You don't always have to fit in. Sometimes you're perfectly normal fitting out. It's okay to be the object The elephant in the room. It's okay to have a spotlight on you. Use it to your advantage sometimes. That's not who you are, fine. But just be great. Don't worry about fitting in all the time. It's okay to fit out. Because you're special in your own way. You're unique. You know what I'm saying? We're all unique in our own way. We're all great in our own way. Just whatever it is, do that. Do that.
Well, listen, before we leave, I just want to say thank you for anybody who has watched. I do apologize for my nervousness because I was extremely nervous doing this podcast. This is my first time doing this.
And I got a little cough, so I apologize for my little cough. I don't know what it is. I ain't mean for it to be like that. I got water, but I apologize.
But this new series that I'm doing is called My Story to Tell. And with this series, I really just want to have conversations with different people from different walks of life, and they're telling their stories, because I feel like so many times people, they get inside their own head and they feel like people can't identify with their struggles. And in reality, they're not the only ones going through the things they've been through. And I just want people to find the strength to tell their story, because telling your story can bless somebody else. You may be going through, and I'm a big mental health advocate, so some people, they be battling suicide or suicidal ideations or molestation, whatever the case may be, whatever your trauma is, don't minimize it because you feel like it doesn't matter. Your trauma matters, your feelings are valid. And I just want to encourage people to tell their story, because your story matters. Your truth matters. Even if, not a lot of people are listening, just know that your truth matters. And I just want to share my platform to encourage people to tell their story, because when you tell your story, it's going to shine light on somebody else. And even if it's just one person, that one person you can save a life, or that one person you can make a difference and give them the courage to tell their story. And it shines a light, and I just really want to shine light on people in their dark spaces. And for this one, I really wanted to choose TA because I feel like he has so much to give. Why he's not coaching, I don't know. And why he hasn't done this before, I don't know. But I'm always encouraging him and pushing him to, do greater things, because I feel like as a man, especially a black man in society, and who has done the things he's done and broken the records that he's broken, and some which he still holds today, I feel like he deserves his flowers. And I love black men, so I'm always loving on black men, because I feel like they're so great. I don't think there's nothing greater than black men. You can quote me on that. I'm not going to apologize for it, because black men are lit.
Lit. I want to say this before she finishes up her show. I want to say thank you, Miss Lachey, Tisa. I think you have a great platform. I think you're going to do a wonderful job. It's really professional, so I would advise anyone that come on the show. She's very professional, even though she was nervous. She has a great setup, so I would advise anybody that come and do this, you'll be comfortable. And thank you for having me. And she's going to do a good job with you. So congratulations on your first show, and thank you at the same time. I appreciate it.
Thank you. And for Stanley County, he needs to be in the Sports Hall of Fame. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I think so as well, but politics.
And with that being said, make sure to like and subscribe and share this video. You can follow me on all my social media platforms with the name Tisa Lachey. And on Instagram, it's also Gracefully Speaking 87. And my name is spelled, as you see on the screen, Tisa Lachey, TISALASHAY. And then Gracefully Speaking is, Gracefully Speaking, and then the number 87. Thank you again.
Gracefully Speaking out. Raw and uncut, Gracefully Speaking out.
Please tell me you got all that with him.
I'm trying to be stupid too while being serious.
I got it.
It's okay if I be a little stupid and serious at the same time.
Man, thank you so much.
Cutting y'all out. Cut.
How was it?